We prayed for you. Now here you are.
Another says, can you relate how it feels with your son, seeing that you had two girls before? What makes you think it's a son I had? What makes you think the baby is a son or a daughter? So I'm not going to answer that until the gender reveal. Okay, so how many kids do you want to have exactly? I should have answered this question with Olga, because if I answer it on my own, my answer is different from my husband's answer. Even though we have found a common ground, but my own desire is different from his own desire. Initially, I wanted to have four kids, but the more I have children, like, I want more kids. I don't know. Some people is so for some people it happens that the more they have children, the less they like the less kids they want. But for me, the more I have children, the more kids I want, because I love children. My kids are my joy. They're my pride. They're my. So yeah. Now I want more than four. Initially I wanted four. Oga did not want four. He wanted less than four. Now I want more. I want, I would say I want five. My mother would be like, my mother was there, would give me the side eye, like, you are who? So, like I said, we found a common ground. So, another says, please, what week is advisable to run a pregnancy test? The best time to run a pregnancy test is when you miss a period, when there's a delayed period, and the delay, let it not just be a delay of 2 days, because activities and all can delay the period for 2 days. When you miss your period for, like, let's say after 1 week you have not seen your period, my sister, do PT, like do a home pregnancy test, or you go to a lab. You get what I mean? So wait till you miss a period, so that you don't get, if you are trying to get pregnant, so that you don't get give yourself BP. What were your best cravings? All my cravings were nice. They were food. I did not have any weird cravings. People that will say that they were craving sand and the smell of toilet and this. Oh Jesus! No, all my cravings are food, so they are nice, nice. Another question says, should I be worried ahead? No, don't be worried. Do not be worried. This is one common thing that happens to everybody, even me. Don't be worried. Pregnancy is something that your body is built or was built to go through. So let's trust the process, trust your body, like I said before. Somebody says 24 weeks is what month? 24 weeks should be about 6 weeks, 6 months. Should be around that 6 months. I count my pregnancies more with weeks than I do with months. So I don't really check that. But from what I know, I think 24 weeks is 6 months, or almost, or just maybe 1 week or 2 weeks shy of 6 months. When you don't have appetite as a pregnant woman, how do you cope? How do I cope when I don't have appetite as a pregnant woman? Force yourself to eat, because even in this pregnancy, at a point I was always hungry. At a point I lost appetite. So what I did was always remind myself that I'm not just eating because I want to eat. I am eating because I need to survive, and I am carrying a baby. I'm not just eating for my own sake. I'm also eating for the sake of the baby, and that will also encourage you. Try to then eat fruits. If you find it difficult to chew the fruits, it was like that for me, even in my second pregnancy. So what I did was make smoothies. So if you find it difficult to eat food, and you also find it difficult to eat fruits, then try making smoothies. That should work. Just make sure that you are eating something, please, for your own good and for the good of the baby that you're carrying. Another pregnancy says, don't mind me, people. Okay, so this says, are you able to eat sweet things? With this pregnancy, I ate sweet things. I won't say sour things, but I ate things that were tangy. I like things that were tart. Some people will say sour. Anyway, if it is sour, no problem. But with this pregnancy, I like sweet things and also sour things at the same time. So yeah. Somebody says, please, does pregnancy make you purge? Yes, at some point in pregnancy, not for, it doesn't happen like that for everybody, but at some point in pregnancy, you may have diarrhea, and then towards the end of your pregnancy, towards that very end, you may tend to have diarrhea. That's your body's way of practicing contraction, because the same muscles that are responsible for contractions are the same muscles that are responsible for defecating, or for going to the toilet for number two. You get what I mean? So towards the very end of your pregnancy, you will tend to have diarrhea. It may not happen like that for everybody, but generally that is what it is. And even maybe in the middle or at the beginning, you may also have diarrhea. Anyway, that's it. This person says, I'm not pregnant but have been having discharge during my period. That discharge, I don't know what you mean by discharge, but if it is the clump of things that come out from your body during your period, that is your egg. That is the egg being dislodged from the uterus. Was the delivery painful? Delivery for my delivery. Okay, I've gone to delivery quite a number of times. So delivery is not, it's painful. Let me not paint it. It's painful, but it is doable. Let's just be frank. It's not something that is not doable. A lot of people have done it. It's doable. Our mothers used to do it when they were much younger and they did not die. Okay. Is it possible? And let me also say, some people may say that the pain was not so bad for them. Some people will say that the pain was so bad for them. It depends on on how much you can tolerate pain, because people tolerate pain in different levels. Me, I know that I have very, very low tolerance for pain, like bodily pain. My body does not like it. So that's it. So another person said, is it possible to be pregnant and can't be showing in scan? My dear, I don't know. I've not had that one before. That you go for scan. You went for scan and they say no baby. And I don't know. Then how do you know you're pregnant? Ask a doctor. I'm not a doctor. So this person says, I'm pregnant with my second. I'm grateful to God, but I'm so scared of labor. I suffered with my first. See, this happens every time. Please don't be scared. Don't let fear get the better part of you. I've mentioned this thing over and over in this video because I have seen firsthand what fear can do to a pregnant woman, especially at that point of delivery. Some people have lost their baby, some people have lost their lives, and then like some people have complications just because of fear. So please do not have fear. Don't be scared. Yes, your first may have been traumatic or tough, but go into this second into delivery this second time with that. I have done it before. It was tough and I overcame it, and I believe God that this time around I will used to do it. My body will do what it is meant to do. With my first delivery was traumatic. I have made a video about that delivery, which I maybe before at the time I'm posting this video, I may have posted it before. But my first delivery was traumatic. But the second one was not in the least like it was far from it. So don't be scared. Another says, please, how did you pull through? How did you pull through labor? How did I pull through labor? There are different methods to pull through labor, but I know that music always helps me go through things. So I use music works for me, prayer works for me, depending on what works for you. Music, prayer works for me. Also have a support group or a support person. Me, I know that on my own there used to be a group, but have a support person that is there to encourage you. And then what you should fix in front of you should be your baby, meeting your baby. That's one of the things that would help you pull through labor. Be telling yourself it will end, it will end now. It will end now. Even if it does not end then, it will end now. It will end now. It go end. You get? Okay, this is me encouraging you. So another says, another says, how would you explain the pregnancy experience of your 3 kids? The one sentence I will use to explain the pregnancy of my 3 kids would be, every one of them were different. Every of my 3 pregnancies, very different. They are very different. Okay, so another says, does the birth weight of a baby increase with each pregnancy? Not necessarily. Not necessarily. My first was 3.5, second 3.1. It's your baby may the what am I even saying? Like it does not the weight of the baby does not necessarily increase with each pregnancy. It fluctuates. So yeah, maybe because your stomach is looking big or bigger than the first time, you now think the baby in your womb is bigger. No, with each pregnancy, your stomach tends to become bigger because tends to stretch more because it has gone through it, and the elasticity is increasing. Well, let's say increase. What am I saying? Shall I just know that with each pregnancy, your stomach tends to be bigger than it was the previous time. Okay, so another person says, been trying again since last year. I had my baby in 2020. She's 3 now. I pray that the Lord will answer your prayer, because this is the few months that I went through. I can't say that I understand fully, but I understand to an extent what you may be going through. So I would encourage you to just trust in the Lord and know that in His time He will make it happen. So another person says, how long does it take to conceive? That's during your fertile days. The fertile days are known to be 5 to 7 days, depending on your body, but fertile days are 5 to 7 days. That's all I can explain here, because the explanation is too long and this video is already long as it is. So let me not go into, just know that your fertile window is 5 to 7 days, so you can actually browse to know more about it. Another person says, pray for me, I want to carry my own babies, had miscarriages, and I am tired already. I hate to hear, like, it breaks my heart whenever I hear a woman said she had a miscarriage because a friend of mine recently also had a miscarriage, and it was so funny. You are expecting your baby, you are joyful. I remember her calling me, telling me that she was pregnant. I was happy I was pregnant. So she went through with my journey with me. She told me she was pregnant. I was so happy for her, because I know this is what she prayed for, this is what she wanted. And then after a while, she called me to tell me that she has lost the baby. Like, I cry every time I hear a mother say that she lost her baby or she lost the pregnancy. It breaks my heart. So my prayer is that what you've lost, that the Lord will replenish, that the Lord will give you double of what you have lost. I don't know what you're trusting God for. I don't know the gender you're trusting God for. I don't know how many kids you're trusting God for. But just know that God will reward you. God will surprise you. This time, He will surprise you. So everyone in the comment section, I would want us to actually pray. Not just pray for yourself if you are waiting on God for a baby, but also remember those that are waiting on God for the fruit of the womb. My prayer every time is that God will reward you, because the Bible has made us understand that the fruit of the womb is His reward. So God will reward you. Amen. So another says, during pregnancy, were you having problems with your sleeping postures? I mean, how do you turn? Okay. At the beginning, I can sleep with my stomach. They said I sleep on my stomach. But as you progress in pregnancy, sleeping positions become actually tough to get. Like, it's tough to get a comfortable position. With this third pregnancy, to turn, like towards the end or during the second trimester, to turn many times, I would have to wake up and then turn. So yes, at some point during the pregnancy, you would have difficulties with sleeping positions. So there are pregnancy pillows now that help with sleeping positions. And then you can, if you don't want to buy the pregnancy pillows, you can stack a bunch of pillows in the way that it would help you be comfortable. Another question says, would you want to experience 9 months? Would you want the 9 month experience again? I've said it before. With every child, I want another one. So that answers the question. Okay, so another says, how can I convince him to be ready? My second baby is already 3 years and 9 months. My sister, we're in the same WhatsApp group. We have to do presentation. We have to do like really serious consultation. Like, I know that is what it is for me. So I'm not one that supports, because I've heard some people say, you don't need to beg him. If you want to be pregnant, just do what you need to do. I'm not a proponent for that. What I would always advise is, the two of you are in this together. So have a discussion with your husband, and also pray that God will, turn his heart, because the Bible has made us understand that the heart of the king is in God's hands, and like a river, he turns it to where he wants. So the heart of your husband is in God's hands, and like a river, God will turn it to where he wants. So what you that now the mistake is, we used to quote this scripture with where I want is where God wants. So is it God's will? So ultimately pray for God's will. That's just what I had to say. Ultimately pray for God's will. If it is God's will for you to be pregnant, you will be pregnant. And then as you're praying for God's will, also then pray that your husband's heart would align with God's will, and that your own heart would also align with God's will. So yeah, that's it. Keep consulting, my dear. Keep consulting. One day you will agree. Okay, did you have weird cravings? No, I did not have weird cravings. How can I get pregnant fast? My sister, I don't know. Another says, how many months were you here? I guess probably from the picture I posted. From the picture I posted, I was how many weeks? From the picture I posted, if I remember clearly, I was 34. No, sorry, I was 33 weeks in that picture. Okay, so here another person says, I'm a hyperemesis mama. Do you think I'll have it with my other pregnancies as well? One thing I know about hyperemesis gravidarum, I don't know called the complete name, because you said you know said it in tough. Okay, one thing I know about hyperemesis is the fact that the tendency to have it with each pregnancy, if you've had it before, the tendency to have it for the next pregnancy is high. So you may have it, you may not have it with the next pregnancy, but just stay hopeful. That is all I would say. Another person says, how tough is pregnancy? Pregnancy is tough, but you are tougher. That's it for that. And this labor, as painful as they say, labor is painful, but you are stronger. Okay, another says, how come you look that's a compliment, thank you. Okay, this person says, how long does it take for morning sickness to go? Morning sickness, for some people, morning sickness can last from the beginning of pregnancy to the end of pregnancy. For some people, it's from the beginning of pregnancy to the end of the first trimester, and then starts again at the beginning of the second, at the beginning of the third trimester. For some people, it will start with at the beginning of the pregnancy and end with the first trimester. Some people, it ends before the end of the first trimester. So the whole morning sickness thing, it depends on the pregnant woman. Another says, how old, I guess what she wanted to say is, at what stage during the pregnancy do I start antenatal? Okay, they would advise that you start your antenatal from 12 weeks. Some people would say from 10 weeks. Me, I don't like to go for antenatal too much. So I like to reduce the amount of antenatal that I go for. So personally, I started going for my antenatal at 20, 22 weeks. It depends. It just as they do me. So I would advise. Let me give you the medical advice that they always give us. Please, my dear, start at 12 weeks. Don't say Favour told you to start at 20 weeks. I did not tell you. I said 12 weeks. So don't follow me in this one. So this person says, is pregnancy something to be scared of? Imagine being told you will stay in labor room for 12 hours. It depends. With my first pregnancy, I was in labor for 11 hours plus, but it ended a bit. So don't be scared of it. I got a lot of questions on labor pains and stuff. This is pregnancy now. Okay, so but generally pregnancy and labor is painful, yes, but like I said, you are stronger than that pain. So don't let the fear get to you. Yes, some people's labor lasts longer than 12 hours, say, but what at the end of the day it ends. That is just a testimony. At the end of the day, it will end. You have your baby, and once you deliver that baby, you are free. Okay, another says, how was your journey as a pregnant woman? And I really need to know, please. My journey as a pregnant woman for the three pregnancies were different. So I cannot like tell you this one, but one thing I know that pregnancy is chaotic, but it's a joyful thing to go through. It is a beautiful thing to go through. So yeah, that's it. Okay, so another question says, how many months do you carry yours? Like I said, every pregnancy is different. Some babies will come early, some babies will come late. So it depends on the baby when the baby is ready to come. Mhm. This person says, as she's believing God for the fruit of the womb, like I said before, the Lord would reward you. Okay, so this person says, any bad experience? I don't like to, when it comes to this kind of thing, pregnancy, I don't like to call anything I went through bad. I'd regard them as challenges. They were challenging times, especially with this third pregnancy. I had a lot of challenges, but God saw me through. So I wouldn't call them bad experiences. Okay, so this person says, at what point did you know you were pregnant? With this pregnancy, I knew I was pregnant just at, I think, 2 weeks. Just at 2 weeks. So with the other ones, it was my husband that would always find out first. And how does he find out? There would be spotting. So I would wake up and then sometimes he'll be like, what's that on your dress or pajama or something, depending on what I'm wearing. And then I'll then notice that, oh, I've spotted, and we do pregnancy test and it is positive. So that's it. Another says, does pregnancy make someone lazy and weak? Pregnancy can make you weak. I wouldn't call pregnancy making you lazy. The effect can make you look like you are lazy, but what it does, like, it saps you of every energy to do anything. So you may be looking at yourself as lazy, but know that you are already working as it is. Your body is actively working. When you are sleeping, when you are awake, your body is actively working. So I don't like to look at the person as lazy. I look at it as the pregnancy is at that stage. It is taking all your energy. So yeah, that's it for that. This person says, I'm 13 weeks and I have not started taking prenatal drugs. Please, I think I replied this person when I saw this question, this one. Please, once you find out that you're pregnant, please start taking your routine drugs. If you don't know what the routine drugs are, visit any hospital beside you or the hospital of your choice. Meet with a doctor. They will tell you the drugs to take. I can offhand tell you to take this, that, but I'd rather not. I prefer that a doctor or a nurse prescribes for you the routine drugs to take. But before 13, please, once you find out that you're pregnant, start taking your routine drugs way before 13 weeks. This person says, that we should help pray for her sister who just went through a stillbirth. So please, in your own private praying time, please remember this lady. The sister's name is Iris, that had a stillbirth. I've also had friends that had stillbirth, and it is not funny. So my prayer is that the Lord will comfort you and know that something better is coming. Something better is coming. Another question says, why do we experience pain during the early stage of pregnancy? The reason why we experience pain during the early stage of pregnancy is because of the hormones. Like just blame it on the hormones. Blame it on the hormones. I don't want to go into the details, but blame it on the hormones. Okay, we are getting to the end because I wanted to make sure I answered almost all, if not all. So I wanted to make sure I answered all questions. So yeah. So I'll divide this video into two actually. You may be watching the second part. Okay, so this person says, when did you start to feel baby kicks? If it is your first pregnancy, I mean, it will take you longer to start telling which one is the baby's kick. So it may take you up to 20 weeks to start feeling the baby's kicks. But if you have been pregnant before, you would start feeling, because now you can actually distinguish which one is your baby kicking or baby movement. If you've been pregnant before, you can easily distinguish, so you can start to feel it way earlier than a first time mama. Okay, so another question says, how many weeks are your baby before you birth them? I think I've answered something like this before. Babies come when they want to come. Some will come at 40 weeks, some 41, some 37, 36. It depends. Another says, what is the normal child spacing? Normal child spacing is what you want. Just make sure that you are in the right space of mind. That is what I would say. Normal spacing, some people will tell you normal spacing 2 years. Some people will say 6 months. Some people will say 9 months, 1 year, 5 years. See, do what works for you. So another says, do you have different pregnancy experience for the 3 pregnancies? Yes, I've answered that before. And I think that's the end. Yeah, that's the end of the questions. So I believe I have answered your questions. If there are questions that were not answered here, you maybe have in your heart, leave it in the comment section below. The whole community will help to answer it for you. I myself and any other experienced pregnant woman or mama that has gone through pregnancy. Anyway, so I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you liked this video. I hope this video was informative. I hope you learned something from this video. Please make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell to get notifications whenever I post my new videos. And to my returning subscribers, you are always welcome. And please, one of the ways you can support this channel is by using the super thanks and the super chat, all that good stuff. That is one of the ways you can support this channel. I love you guys, as you guys already know. I will see you guys in my other videos. Thank you. Bye.